Anubis is an ancient Egyptian god associated with cemeteries, graves, mummification of the dead. He accompanies the dead to the afterlife and determines their posthumous fate by weighing hearts during the trial of Osiris. The name Anubis was also coined by the Egyptians for a reason. Initially, from 2686 to 2181 BC, the god's nickname was written in the form of two hieroglyphs. If you translate the symbols literally, you get jackal and peace be upon him. Then the meaning of the name Anubis was transformed into the phrase jackal on a high stand. The cult of the god quickly spread throughout the country, and the capital of the 17th Egyptian nome, Kinopol, became the center of the veneration of Anubis, as mentioned by Strabo. Archaeologists have found the most ancient references to the patron saint of the dead in the texts of the pyramids. As you know, all kinds of rituals were associated with the burial of the pharaohs, which included the technique of embalming. Anubis is just the same found in manuscripts, which indicated the rules for the burial of the deceased owner of the Egyptian throne. The priestesses who prepared the corpse for burial wore masks of Anubis made of painted clay, as the god was considered an expert in this field. In the Old Kingdom, during the reign of the three dynasties, Anubis was considered the patron of necropolises and cemeteries, and was also the keeper of poisons and medicines. Then the deity with the head of a jackal was considered the most significant of the entire list. The guide of the dead enjoyed such popularity until Osiris appeared, to whom most of the functions of the owner of the duat, the underworld, passed, and Anubis remained a guide and served as a servant, weighing hearts of the court of the dead. Animals dedicated to the god were kept in the buildings adjacent to the temples. When they died, they were also mummified and sent to another world with all the honors and rituals. According to legend, Anubis is the son of Osiris, the god of rebirth and the underworld. Osiris was depicted as a mummy wrapped in a white cloth, from under which one can see green skin. This god reigned over Egypt and patronized fertility and winemaking, but was killed by his brother Seth, who wanted to usurp power. The jackal-headed god Anubis gathered the chopped parts of his father together, embalmed and swaddled. When Osiris resurrected, he became in charge of the kingdom of the dead, giving Horus the opportunity to rule the world of the living. The mother of Anubis is Nephthys, whose essence is practically not disclosed in religious literature. In mythological texts, she performs in all funeral magical rites and mysteries of Osiris, participates in the search for his body and guards the mummy. Each deceased fell into the court of Osiris, who sat on a throne with a rod and a whip. His assistants Anubis and Thoth weighed the heart, which the Egyptians considered the symbol of the soul. On one cup was the heart of the deceased, conscience, and on the other truth. As a rule, it was a feather or a figurine of the goddess Ma'at. If a person led a pious lifestyle, then both scales were on an equal footing, and if he committed sins, then the heart prevailed in weight. After the judgment, the unrighteous were eaten by a mat, a lion with the head of a crocodile, and the righteous went to heaven.